After the great utopia of the solar system was destroyed, the four races, humans, Calmarians, Solarians, and androids, fled their home and ventured out into the vast unknown. They discovered a united star system of interest, a place where anything was possible. Infinite ages lay ahead. As the four races navigate their new home, they must struggle to survive with vastly different technologies and beliefs. Some chose to fly through the stars in sleek starships, while others lived on no-tech level planets, living as kings and queens in medieval colonies. Crystals of immense power and purity were discovered, and the USSI became a hub for technological advancements and powerful individuals. But not all was well within the new frontier, as ancient secrets and unknown threats loomed on the horizon. Their goals may vary from discovering new technologies and uncovering the mysteries of the USSI to simply find the place to belong and the way to survive. But one thing remains constant: they must keep moving forward for the infinite ages.
Hello. My name is Donaven, and I am I don't know why that sound. I am I'm a game designer, and I'm dabbling in art. I dabble in all various measures of actually playing video games as well. I've played a lot of video games, done a lot of goofy stuff, which I'm sure a lot of people have played a lot of video games. It's not very unique, but it's who I am. I read books occasionally. I have a beautiful wife I've been married to for 5 years, and some great friends who are helping me. One of them is my artist, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the video. And one of them, kind of introduced me to code and helped me um, get into the development side of things. So, without further ado, this is the first ever um, Infinite Ages devlog for our new game that is codenamed Blast Project right now. Kind of goofy that we codenamed it something because I literally just couldn't come up with a name for it, and I don't want to name it yet until I feel like it's something concrete, right? Um, so it's definitely going to be a game that we design. It's definitely going to be something I'm going to be spending a lot of my time on for the next few months at least, maybe years. I don't know. We'll see how long this goes. Um, we've made some pretty big headway over this past month. Mostly, it's just been me working on it. So now we're going to have, like I said, kind of more of a team building it, and that will, I think, speed things along in some ways, and also make me think about some of the current mechanics that we have in the game, some of the current things that we're working towards having in the game. But yeah, without further ado, let me show you kind of the process that we've gone down, and what I've been up to. So, um, before I get too far into the new game that's been designed, let me, pay homage to what I have been working on, what I have worked on for the last year and a half, and how much effort I put into game design itself. I learned how to code this website and like design a countdown clock, design these goofy little things here and here. The stuff I'm doing now is probably leagues beyond this, but I was really proud of this website when it came out. Like, I should have probably used a PNG there, so it didn't have the block effect going on here. The screen scaling isn't exactly ideal. There's definitely a lot more information that people wanted about Infinite Age Genesis, and those website updates and things like that are still going to be coming up. But there is a big project due. It's a big project due. I've stepped away from game design for a moment after creating Infinite Age Genesis, which is my me and my friends tabletop role playing game that we use and play. It's it's one of a kind in the sense that I made it, right? It's my game. It's how I wanted a tabletop to play from the ground up. I've designed it, which is really cool. Um, I'm really proud of myself for doing that and accomplishing it. but our next steps are just as important as our past steps. And so I learned a lot from building this website, mainly that I love coding. It's so fun. It feels very rewarding when you get things to work right, when you fix certain bugs, and now we want to make a video game. So over the last year and a half, I made this tabletop role playing game. You can check out the character sheets and stuff here. We are going to be still updating this stuff. Like, there's still going to be an actual fillable PDF that comes out for this game. You're going to have we already have currently like access to the I should have downloaded that. We have access to the 1.3 version of the book now, which has been updated to increase visibility, made some wording changes, added some depth to certain things. And that stuff is still going to exist, and I'm still going to continue to update that book and make it better. And as I learn more, come back and redirect and redesign certain elements of that. But I really think that the tabletop that I produced and created is truly like, the masterpiece of my game design so far, and that's really exciting. You guys head over to the website down below, which is www.infiniteages.com. You can check out the tabletop, and there's going to be some information on there where you can see like basically what we've been doing. But right now, this video is about what's coming up, what's coming soon. But I want to give you guys a little brief into my past, and if you're interested in like, well, what is this top-down game that's based off a TTRPG going to be like? Well, you can go check out the book on our website. So I created a maze game for my first like trial, and the reason for this maze game was not necessarily for any like particular reason other than I was thinking maybe I could make these little mini games that would assign attributes to the player's character, and then whenever they built their character online, they would be able to like have attributes based on how well they performed in these mini games, and that could be tied to a leaderboard. So I was kind of testing that theory out, and I was like, well, how hard is it to make a generation mini game? And turns out it wasn't too complex. There was a few bugs that I ran into. There was a few issues I had, but other than that, it was pretty simple. And by the end of it, we go over here. I had waiting for it. There we go. I had a step tracker. I had a congratulations screen, and so I was pretty proud of myself with just that little game that I put together. And the main reason for it was all just for character attributes. I was thinking, well, maybe this is like a dexterity, or maybe it's an intelligence check. So I was thinking something along those lines. Then I went on to create a card match game, memory card game. Same premise. I wanted to, I learned how to do a start stop button, so I did that. I learned how to set up difficulties and generate more cards, so I did that. Track your pairs, which would be very important. I didn't end up doing the mist. Mist seemed like a kind of like a, I don't know, something that like really wasn't working in the full term of the game. But I was tracking time now and pairs. So the this little mini game was initially designed, like I said, in conjunction with the maze game that I built prior to, and those things were going to be combined into. Well, I'll just show you. So I combined those things into the character creator, and I started making, a character creator where I had, drop downs for all of this information. You'd go create a character, you'd open a modal, and then initially my thought was like, oh, I'll just add a little button that adds in, your game test scores, and you could make a character based on that. I'm gonna pause this now. And there's an inventory, you can put your weapon in, your armor, all that good stuff, and it'll affect your scores and stuff like that. So I was thinking, well, this seems like a pretty solid idea. I think this would be great. About this time, I think, but I like at this time I had to like develop like a weird, like kind of like itch in the back of my head, right? Like this kind of feeling that maybe I was missing the big picture, or maybe I wasn't taking this far enough, or I hadn't really fully piece together all of the individual pieces into like what I might want. This, like if this was going to be the next update for the website, well, that's cool, but it's not going to be that fun. It's not going to be that interesting. It'll be really useful. It'll be really useful to know make your character online and webify the character sheets so that you can just print them online or update them online. And I was like, well, in that sense, it's pretty cool. But I feel like it's missing something. I feel like there's something I could just do, and well, that led me to this. And this was a combination of things, right? Like it was like, oh, I wanted to do this part, right? And then, well, you need a little character image. That'd be cool. I made some character images, and then now you can use those character images in the game. Oh, look at that! Populates in the game, renders over a grid. Oh wow, this feels very top down feeling. Like oh, okay, kind of like a Roll20 esque thing or something along those lines was maybe coming from this, and then maybe we could have like a world map that was always there, and you can have a little mini map to keep track of where you're going, and we could eventually piece together a bunch of maps to create this world map, and then you just walk across the world map, and the mini map would display your position across the entire world map. Um, which was cool. It was really cool, but at this time I was using PNGs. I was using things like that to display these maps, and it's not entirely impossible to do what I'm talking about using just PNGs and just like handcrafting like a map like that, or using tiled and even just painting a map and then exporting it as PNG. Um, but I saw a video after this, so I saw a video after this and decided that I was going to use tiled to create my maps from then on. And the reason for that was that you could have object layers. You could have, you can even see right here. I'm using Pixlr X. Like I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm using Pixlr to like edit images and then save them and then export them and try to get them all like so basically you could update your map in real time to test new things. And I stumbled across this application called Tiled, like maybe a couple of days after this, and realized, wow, I can have like 20 or 30 layers that are map layers, and then add this thing and this thing, and create tile sets, and uh, we could actually have a sprite running across the screen. That would be cool, and you can implement the sprite into the game. And so I like went down this huge rabbit hole, and eventually landed on a game framework engine that was going to help me install tiled and into the website and be able to use it so that not only are we running tiled, but we're running tiled to the highest level. So phaser 3 would actually take the tiled map, read it as a JSON, import the tile sets as PNGs, and then reset them as tile sets so you could reuse them, and then you're using them exactly how tiled's using them. I thought that was super cool. I was like, oh sweet. And you could add objects. So that led me to the what the game is in right now, like what the iteration of the game is in right now. Like this has been kind of a little bit of a progression story and a little bit of a journey that I've gone through. I'm so glad I could take you guys on it as well. So this is where we're at right now. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Current day. I've got a tiled map. This is an actual tiled map. I'm using some free tile sets for right now. We did just purchase I like a full stack of bundle or whatever of actual tile maps. I can import collisions real time now. I can import buildings real time now. Um, all this stuff wasn't possible with just a PNG without severe like crazy editing. Um, and this is also where I lead into the big things that are coming up. So we actually have Phaser 3 imported. I've got the tiled map. We've got some basic movement. We're going to need animations for the movement. We're going to need a whole bunch of other stuff. But as of right now, we have everything working with the base stuff that I had created and then a tiled map, which obviously this header information will actually be able to pour into here. We'll be able to open it. We'll be able to use it. You won't even have like a real, web screen like it is here. It'll just be the game, and that's super super exciting for me. So yeah, that's essentially where we're at with the development journey. Now I've added, like I said, two people to help me I've showed them basically what I've showed you guys. Here's the game. Here's what I have. Here was the initial idea. This is what it's developed, evolved, not devolved, evolved. This is what's evolved into, and now we're planning out the exact mechanics. We're planning out the exact idea. Um, some of this stuff's gonna take some time, and I'm really excited to share some of the newer things that we're thinking about doing, and some of the stuff that I've maybe done a million times. Um, in but it's all from a tabletop RPG standpoint. It's all from Infinite Age of Genesis. It's based on that game entirely. So it's not going to be anything super revolutionary as far as gameplay goes or anything like that, but it will be original. It will be based on what I've created, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. The 105-day countdown timer that I've given myself is I would like to have a playable version of this game in 105 days. Something that I can send a link to people and they can all come on and play test it as long as you have an account with Infinite Ages, which is free to sign up. So that'll be the next big pieces of what come next and in the following months. I'm very excited. I hope you guys can be excited too. And yeah, I'll keep you posted.